How many of y'all are there? 1, 2, 3.
Adam will not be here,
So how many?
and Gary will not be here, so it's one, I guess Andy, 1, 2, 3, 4, and Gary, 5. So there's 5. And we're missing 2, so we've still got 4.
Did you turn the camera on?
I did.
There's your package.
Is
There's
that all I
2
have to do?
inspections that I
Take the
got.
switch up on
this week.
Okay. Okay, now guys, this is so far out of my comfort zone, folks. I mean,
Lonnie, there's your package.
oh great, thank
And
you.
there's what I emailed to you earlier today. Harvey.
Oh, okay, I
Did I
have
say
not
that?
been, thank you.
That I said I'd bring copies of.
Okay,
It's
thank you.
2 T-deck inspections we got this week.
Very good, okay, thank you.
Sir, thank you.
I guess I should scoot down.
Oh, that would be wonderful, and you can, if you're good with IT stuff, I need you.
The older I get, the more I'm realizing the older I'm getting.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
We just, we do without the wind too.
Did you get my email this week?
Yes.
You did? Yay, okay.
Old enough for you?
Very good.
Yeah,
Well, we start.
I used to not be that way. Cold weather used to not bother me at all. Boy, it does now.
You know, I used to never wear a coat.
Oh, me either. This is not much of a coat here.
But
Work
now I
coat.
can't live without it.
No, I'm usually, I sauger fish, walleye fish. I haven't been out once this winter. The heck with it.
Can you come up?
Man, it's cold.
We had a long discussion about that. So. Because she said she doesn't want, okay, she doesn't want, is there something, oh, okay. Does that make,
The speakers work.
oh, okay.
And then some of them are set to push down.
Oh, okay.
You have to turn it over.
Okay.
That would be good for when she's speaking, if she speaks.
Okay. Okay, so you can sit closer.
Huh?
You might need to sit closer.
Sit closer.
Just so I, in case I need you to.
I put copies.
I've been drafted.
You've been graduated. Okay, been drafted, that looks too.
Hey, you, Gary.
So I need a place to
Yes,
work.
Some warm by the coat. Oh, well.
Do what?
Some warm by the coat. I used to never get
Who had the
cold.
keys?
I work all winter.
You had the keys?
Freeze to
I
death.
did.
I work
I
out
did.
my car.
Yeah, I washed, I went, I kind of sprayed them with Lysol.
Anything below 70.
Adam
Must
is
be an
very,
Einstein.
very sick.
Used to be heat.
Yes, he's like COVID
Or
sick.
did
What's he got?
Cold.
COVID, he's got
Yeah.
COVID.
Heat started.
So, I mean, he had a
Now, cold
fever.
started.
It's not.
I still handle the heat to a point.
I can't.
Hey, how are
Larry
you?
Satterfield.
Hey,
Okay.
how you?
Larry Satterfield, Lonnie Rock.
Yeah, I know, it's so far down, and you are there, so, yes.
I try to stay on the corner.
Should we call you, Larry, should we call you Coach?
Huh?
Should we call you Coach?
Coach, I don't know if I can coach anything or not.
Well, Coach, I'm not sure Coach can coach either.
I'll teach one of those. I'll get you one.
I hope I did.
You better have.
Hey, that's right.
The main one.
Hey, JJ, long time no see.
Hello.
I'm getting good with my left hand.
We got out and rode around most of the day.
Well, no, Jeff ain't nobody good, but you try to stay warm. I ain't had much luck at the moment.
No, no.
Hey, ladies.
Hi there, how are you doing?
I'm Jeff.
Jeff.
Harris.
I'm Diana Mullis.
Hi, Diane. You don't have any seats.
Just the best.
Seven out as they come
Is
in.
it coming? Hello.
I told him he couldn't retire, by the way.
Girl, I haven't read your email. Here's my formal request.
Okay.
I sent it to both you and.
Good morning, Karen, Jeff.
Oh, you sent it to him, good, because he's the
Do what?
one that's.
Karen didn't want to come, I didn't invite
It's
her.
addressed, I tried to address it to you, but there's not enough room in the space to
Ah,
put in
okay.
that stuff. And I couldn't get it to shrink in
Yeah, I've got.
font size. It's a state form, what do you expect?
Yeah, of course.
And we need to,
January 2nd.
Larry,
That's what.
Do you know?
My usual 15. That was I did that last month.
They shouldn't throw them away.
Just making copies.
Well, and I know that you have always been good about that.
Is this for the public comment?
Oh,
yes.
You wait for the snail mail to arrive about it.
Thank you for, yes, this is taking a group effort. I am trying to get that.
He always did it right when I was there.
The Lions Club is, that documents.
Those wishing for public comment, we have a sign-up sheet right here.
It says from the red light at Sticky from 72 up to. Highway 11.
You need to tell them where goes on that tree. Long time no see.
Well, they've adopted it.
I saw the garbage trucks yesterday at 9 o'clock, but I bet you they didn't make it by 10:20. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, they're not.
He's sick, he's got COVID, yeah. Yeah.
Come through Tuesday.
Well, Elizabeth.
I'm here.
I'm good.
Go ahead.
How's your grandson?
Hey, Pat,
Which one?
Oh, he's okay.
Sign him in,
Yeah, he
so
got
he can talk.
there, yeah.
sign me in,
Okay.
roundabout. Hey, make me laugh.
No, you can't be blessed.
I don't know if it's just a 24 deal, yeah. Could have been.
Paperwork.
There's the package right here.
Your office.
You want to get one?
Yes. She told me that they were gonna try and run double price.
Oh, did you?
I was told that also.
Alright, you know they're gonna run double tomorrow,
I don't know.
because they put the villages at least 2/3 of the day behind. Unless you kept it open for your stuff.
It was closed for the time. Oh, it did not say open.
I don't know how,
You're gonna send me a text or email that, did you?
Yeah, it's fairly early.
Alright, thank you.
Yes.
Just an agenda.
Oh, right. So we're supposed to say that in the back?
Yeah.
Okay. What's writing down?
that's good, that's all good.
Oh.
But I don't know him.
Oh, okay.
She's gonna call me next month. And then it's up to that. Is that what she's gonna do? Like, get that part. I'll just call her.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
If we can't hear them, we have to tell them to turn on the phone system. The new system.
Yeah.
Because they didn't, I'm not going for a thing and seeing them.
Yeah.
Hey, Larry, those things work in front of you?
Welcome to Verizon Wireless. Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the
Us
number.
deaf people have to have it. You know what I mean?
That's what happens to your audio.
Yeah.
Old age has its toll.
Huh?
Old age has its toll.
Yes, certainly.
Everyone else in the room.
you hear that, folks? Is that?
Who we call? Teresa.
Hello?
This way.
Hey, this is Monty. Are you, you're on speaker, on the speakerphone.
Okay, thank you.
Is that the plan?
Whatever you tell me you need, I'm here.
Okay, well, I was just, I'm taking instructions sort of from Adam, who isn't here, so.
We'll be put the microphone. See if, well, yeah, but it goes through the speaker.
I'm gonna show you, they're not supposed to do it. And they don't have a policy. You do?
Yeah, there's a button, but I guess
No, no, usually.
Good, how are you doing?
That's all
Yeah. Going down 11.
right. Excuse me.
If you're gonna speak,
I'm trying to.
Elizabeth, we got you mic'd up, so it'll be further out, should.
Okay, so everybody needs to sign this.
or somebody will turn down.
Monty turned it on.
Oh, okay. I thought it was red, maybe it's okay.
Have the sign on the sheet going around.
Yeah, we'll send it your way.
Okay, have y'all signed in for the, on the sheet to speak? If y'all could do that, please, that would be great. We would appreciate that. We don't have our secretary here tonight, so it will really depend on, what's recorded. So speak very loudly and very clearly, so we can make sure that it's all recorded as we need it.
Huh?
Huh? Yeah.
if we're gonna speak at the podium, it has to be hooked up.
Okay, is it hooked up? How do I know if it's hooked up? I don't know.
Because the wire isn't hooked up to the AC, that's how.
That's up here.
Let's see. And there are documents up here if you want to take them, to have copies.
It works.
It works.
Now, there you go. Okay, so we'll go ahead and, of course I haven't seen any of this, so I don't remember that. But we can go ahead and, where's the sheet of paper that people are signing? Where did that go?
It's
It's
still
It's up there, okay. So as you come up, if you just go ahead and sign it, that would be great. So,
You'll need to hit the call them up and no.
well, I'm just gonna let them raise it.
On that wing it.
I'm just gonna let you raise your hand, raise your hand and I'll call on you and you can come on up, okay? Let's just do it that way. But do sign in as you come up and speak. So who would like to be the first for the public comment? Because it's time.
There's a list over there in order.
I'll be first, Monty. Let me get you the list.
Okay. Is everybody signed it?
Yes.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Y'all are very quick, okay. Is that Lisa? Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so sorry. Well, I'm going out of order. Lisa, go
Okay,
ahead.
so my name's Lisa Benton. I'm from Loudon. Unfortunately, I've become a familiar face here, which doesn't make me very happy. I'm just speaking into Republic. I'm just wondering if, first of all, you had an opportunity to put together a schedule with regard to litter pickup in your quarter mile each direction of the gate.
It's done in the morning.
It's done every morning? Okay, super. I also wanted to, I had my neighbor and friend Jeff, he has a photograph of a Republic truck driving down 11 freeway with the tarp open and trash flying out. So hopefully that can be remedied and you can talk to the crew. And then just now I received a video that I wanted to share from, because I'm doing litter pickup. I'm putting together a litter pickup party every first Monday, first Saturday of every month. And I have a Facebook page, and she just posted a video of a trash truck. Can I just show this to you real quick? Of trash flying out of the trash truck, just short. So you see your sweeper truck there. So this is a serious issue. I mean, she just took this video, and I can share it with you later. But I would say that if they're picking up every morning, they're not picking up in the direction going west. They're maybe only picking up east. Because yes, east looks a lot better, and I thank you for that. But westbound is not getting picked up. So if you guys could maybe address that, that would be super. And that's all I have for today. Thank you.
Thank you. Have you heard from Guinness yet? From Glennis yet? Have you?
I left a message, and it dropped straight to voicemail, and he has not phoned me back. So I'll try again tomorrow.
Okay, well, there's another contact that I can give you.
That'd be great.
Keisha Howard, and she works with him, so
Okay,
So-
that's great. Yeah, if you could text that to me, that'd be great.
I can do that.
Thanks, Bonnie.
Okay, yes, thank you. Very good.
I'm Brian Byers, everybody knows me pretty well around here. I'm still looking for the resolution of the long-term solution. And I feel like, we keep giving them breaks after breaks after breaks, and I just feel like they need to be apprehended for their actions, for letting it keep being a continual ongoing thing. We shouldn't have to deal with it over and over and over and over. It should be something that should be fixed a long time ago. So my thing is there needs to be some kind of action taken to stop it. And we need long-term, if they're gonna be here, we need a long-term resolution, so.
And we agree with that. Okay, JJ?
Thank you. I am J.J. Cox, I'm with Lenore City Streets. And if there's any kind of a call list, text, email, whatever, if we're gonna shut this landfill down, like only run it 2 or 3 hours in a day or something, the perfect storm lined up on me. I had all these trees go down. I filled all my boxes up. And then I got the call from my contractor, well, I ain't got nowhere to dump this stuff. The landfill's shutting down. Monty helped me out here, got this thing, I finally found out it was gonna be open till 10, and we got everything we could get picked up and headed that way with it. But if I could get put on some kind of a call, text, email, I even tried calling the landfill, and Monty, you was the last resort, so thank you. But if I could get on a list like that, I'd sure appreciate it.
Apologies for missing you, sir.
Thank you. That's it. Thank you, everybody.
So do you have his email? Okay. So, yeah, some advance warning would be great,
Yes.
if we can do that. So, Wes, Washington, I'm sorry.
I got a couple things. I've talked to more people this week about the landfill than I ever wanted to. Let's start with the state. You know, the state, I talked to the guy that helped y'all get the permit, and he kind of got me back off the edge of the cliff some. But to the point that I want to make to the commission, according to him, there would have been an uptick in the mud, that wasn't his word, that's mine, with this construction phase of all the raw material that they're moving to start the new phase. So proactive works a lot better than reactive. And I think going forward, I don't know how you notify us, but I couldn't even, and another note, the Loudon County Facebook page would not let me post a video that I took on Saturday with the mud out in front of the landfill. I don't know what happened on Saturday where they didn't have anybody to run the sweeper, and I tried forwarding stuff to Adam, but the files are too big. I have a Droid, I don't know how to compress it to get the data to support the attorney's letter that said she didn't have any evidence of this going on. Well, it's going on. It may not go on when TDAC shows up, but it goes on, not all the time when I go by there, but, you know, help me help you guys. You know what I mean? We're all in this together. And the long-term solution is 2026 when elections come around. I put a call into the mayor's office for him to be here and my commissioner. Well, guess what? I don't see either one of them, do you? So, how often do we inspect the wheel wash machine? How often does it get inspected or cleaned up?
That's done daily or weekly.
I saw where it said weekly. Can that be done daily? Is that something you can add to it where we know that's not the cause? I'm just asking. I don't.
Monty,
Yes.
Ms. Ross, I'm sorry,
That's all right.
as an update, one of the things I'm waiting for from Council for Republic is a detailed list of everything that has been done on the mud installation components, geogrids, whatever it is that they have actually done in response to the notice of violation, when it was done, and the cost of it. So that is supposed to be coming very soon, because we'll be able to see what the date was where they claimed the thing was done, and then we can look at the complaints from the public and see what happens with those dates, what's the timeline. So if you can keep your observations and your photographs coming, that will help, because
Can you provide a
we are
cloud
down
or
to
somewhere?
that part of it.
Could you provide a cloud or somewhere where we could send these?
Right now, I believe that it's going to the chair, and then there's an email for Teresa Fox and Holly Van Kirk. So if you make sure that at least those 3 people are on it, then it also gets to me, and then I send it direct to their attorney if she does not already have it. Sometimes she has it, sometimes she doesn't. I'm trying to make sure that she gets all of them no matter what. And she's been very receptive and said, send it on, I want to see what it is.
So the
And
problem,
as to the wheel wash, oh, I'm sorry.
no, I was just
No,
gonna
go
say,
ahead, let her speak.
go ahead,
She's-
finish.
I was-
I'm sorry.
As to the wheel wash, one of the issues is, what is their SOP? What is their standard operating procedure for using the wheel wash? And I believe Chair Waller identified in his report to the commission, which is public, that he asked for one and there isn't one, didn't get one. So if it's on whenever they decide they want to put it on, that's something that's going to have to get resolved. That's not a, hey, let's make it up as we go along. And the same for cleaning it out. That was also in Chair Waller's report in November. It had not been cleaned out. You could see the pile of mud sitting right there it was right there. You could see it. It was almost at the top. It was maybe 2 inches below the surface of the water. So these are the specific things that are being discussed, and we're very glad to get eyes on, hear from the public, send it to Teresa Fox, send it to Holly Van Kirk, send it to Chair Waller, add Monty Ross and whomever else on the commission that's willing to have that. And we're just pushing it through the pipeline and adding the pressure to get it done.
But your concern is that you can't get, because of the size of the,
Yeah, the files that I'm trying to, even if I get them down to like 6 and 7 seconds, and then you don't get what we need, you know. And the other thing on these heavy rain event days, does the wheel wash get changed sooner? Do we shut the dump down for an hour to get remediation under control before we go forward? You know, what systems are in place for a deluge coming this spring? You know, we're in a little muddy season right now. It's gonna dry out again. We're gonna go all over this in about 3 months again. So we need some kind of process for them to, you know, remediate it getting on the road if they see something coming. I mean, I don't think this is rocket science.
and I think the need for the SOP is, since
Well,
there
they're
isn't
gonna have
one.
to develop a plan. I mean, they came up with a corrective action plan, but since November, that hasn't worked consistently, I'm not saying it hasn't improved. I'm not gonna say here and say that. There's better days than others. It's just, whatever we as citizens can do to help, we're here. It ain't all about beating everybody up.
Well, I think what you're sending, what you can get through is helpful. So, you know, and I'm not, you know, unless you can take it, send it up to cloud, the Google Cloud or something like that, and then tell us where it is.
I need some IT personnel.
Okay, okay, somebody even before me. So, okay, so Richard, did you wanna?
It only hurts for a little while.
I have a couple things.
Time's up.
One of them was the closure of the landfill on Wednesday. So I called Republic Services up in Kingston and asked them, what does that do to the pickup in Tellico Village? Because we're a pretty large customer. What I was told is that they were gonna double up the trucks, yes, today, except the guy didn't show up. And they're gonna try and do it tomorrow. What it means is that wherever they were in that route on Wednesday, and we have 5 different locations that they pick up from, the afternoon didn't get picked up. And it wouldn't have got picked up until today, which means the Thursday people get Friday, and the Friday people get Saturday. But there used to be, and I talked to David just before the meeting, they used to send out a blast email or a text message telling us that your garbage is gonna be delayed. Didn't happen. They just text all my emails, all my texts, nothing. And that's disappointing, so, you know, it's so damn cold out. You put that thing down there, does it get picked up? And then you have to bring garbage down there for Saturday morning, and I'm not liking to walk down my hill, which things, but that's something that I'd like to know who authorized the landfill to close for inclement weather. We had 2 inches of snow at my house. I don't think they had much more over at the landfill. And a month and a half ago, we had 6 inches of snow. It didn't close down that day. And according to our contract, you gotta get approval to do that. Did anybody in this committee?
No.
Probably not. So, again, it's not something that we should be doing and having to live through, whether it's JJ over in Lenore City or us out in Tellico Village. We need to pick up when it's scheduled. The other thing, Monty, I gave you a copy of the email that I sent both you and Adam, which is a formal request, and I listed 5 things on this. I want the minutes from December 19th and January 9th. Now, you have written on an email that if we knew what was in the minutes, we would understand why they're delayed. That's not an answer. The answer is, I'll give them to you, because once they get produced, they're public records.
Well, that reference that you gave me the other day, last week, that is, there are a lot of qualifiers in that.
Yeah.
And it is not something that, it is an opinion. And it is an opinion, and we can't, because we don't put draft minutes on, we don't make draft minutes available, because draft minutes are sometimes incorrect. And they need to be corrected and then approved. And so draft minutes are not going to be available. I'm just saying.
You're gonna get turned into ORR every
You
time
may
you do it.
just go ahead and
And
turn
that's
me
why
in.
we're sitting right next to you. Remember in November of 21, you asked me the same question. Are you gonna go to OR? I did, and I got that opinion, and you got it last week.
And and there were all sorts of qualifiers in that opinion, qualifiers. So, you know, so it's not.
If I may interrupt for a moment.
Thank you.
What is the document that anyone is looking for? What's the
I
problem
didn't
here?
hear it.
It's, they're looking for draft minutes.
For December 19th.
And they will not be posted. They're draft. We'll post them when they're approved.
They're not done yet. That's really the
That
end of
doesn't
the
make any
discussion.
difference. Draft minutes, the day they're produced, become a public record. So says the ORR. Now, you can interpret the second paragraph in that as you're interpreting it, but that's not right.
Oh.
And you
But
also
it's in there.
asked for a more relative opinion, because the one that I saw that you either sent or somebody else sent was a 2007 or 10.
There was a 10.
The paper in Chattanooga. Well, mine is not 2010, it's November 2021. So,
The one
again,
that you gave me the other day was older.
the letter I gave you from Pope last week is dated November 21st, 2021.
You still have that. Yes, and this is the one that has all sorts of qualifiers in it and caveats. And so, you know, I just.
All right, the second thing I asked for in
It's
that
not gonna happen.
document was the handwritten motion that you made last week. I want to see your handwritten motion.
You can see it.
Don't point to me at it's in the package.
It's in the
I
packet.
want to see the handwritten motion that you wrote,
It wasn't mine. I didn't write that. Those were notes that Adam was taking, and I was reading from his notes.
Well, either way, I want to see the handwritten document.
I bet he doesn't even have them anymore.
Third thing is I want a copy of the RFP for the gasification project. We're paying $850 to somebody that supposedly helps us. It's in the invoices. I want to see the RFP that went out.
Okay, Elizabeth, do you know how to get to that? Or I don't know how where that RFP is. I think did you write that?
Send me whatever the FOIA is, and I will address it. This is not a proper forum for debate.
Okay.
It's public comment, and time is up.
Yeah.
Send the FOIA, I will look at it. I'm not doing this in this fashion, it's
All right.
completely inappropriate.
Then
And I think Mr. Anklin knows that.
Okay, and then I'd like to see the detailed invoices for April through August.
Send the FOIA.
You want a
I
freedom
need
of
to look at what
information
you're
Act,
asking for.
Elizabeth?
She probably wants.
Mr. Anklin, I can't even hear you. Send a written FOIA. I got about 15 things of much higher importance that we are trying to accomplish
All
here.
right,
Satisfying curiosity is really not at the top of my list. I will address whatever you send.
thank you.
Okay. Thank you. And Pat.
My name is Pat Hunter, and for the record, it's not a FOIA. It falls under the Tennessee Public Records Act, TPRA. I have several concerns. One is back in January on 16th, when the meeting was canceled, a December packet from Republic should have been ready, and it is my understanding that Mr. Hollingshead took 15 copies to the county mayor's office. I know when I was chair, that is what he did. If a meeting was canceled, we had complete packets. And I thank you, Mr. Hollingshead, for doing that, because it's important to keep the public informed. And many years ago, the Solid Waste Commission voted to have complete packets. I was at the meeting, I made the request, and it is in the meeting minutes. We are to get complete packets. The other thing is, with regards to your agenda for today, the 2/13/2025 minutes are incomplete. The names of the speakers and their comments are not listed, and they should be. We were asked for public comment, we gave public comment. It is as if we were not even in the meeting. Our concerns are legitimate, and they should be noted as such. The other thing is, you're proposing some meeting dates, and you're proposing some workshops, if necessary. Either have workshops or don't. It shouldn't be a guess for the public. We shouldn't have to guess whether a meeting is gonna be held, because I know when a meeting was canceled, I actually went to the county office building thinking the meeting was gonna be held, and guess what, it wasn't. I also went the same day to go see the request for proposal, the bid opening, which was stated in your October meeting as being at, I think, 5 o'clock. I went there, and guess what, I fell. And I don't appreciate it because I shouldn't have even been there. The other thing is, with regards to the cameras, I hope that they're located where the road can be seen and the other question is, who's gonna monitor the cameras? They should also be in the area, in the work area, the maintenance area, where the tires are, the working area, to make sure that the garbage on Saturday is being covered. And also, the wheel wash area should be in strategic areas that can be monitored, and hopefully by someone on the Solid Waste Commission, not just Republic. The other thing is, I made a records request under TPRA, state law, not federal, and I think Mr. Waller said they were on the county website, they should be in the packet. The November operations report, there should have been ample. I didn't get it. He wants me to make a request. I'm not gonna do it. We should have copies. I requested the correspondence emails from Republic, and I'm still waiting, as well as the December 19th meeting. I think you mentioned qualifier. It's not a qualifier. I sent you the TCA today. It says, the minutes of a meeting of any such governmental body shall be promptly, and fully recorded, shall be open to public inspection. That is the law. That is not a qualifier. That is the law. The other thing is, I have one more thing on my list. With regards to the landfill closure, yesterday or the day of the snow, it specifically says, and you need to address this also, that where is it? The hours of operation are listed on your permit, which is with TDEC, and also in your contract. And it says, the contractor shall obtain prior written approval from the contract administrator if the contractor temporarily reduces the operating hours below the above stated minimum. You know, only the contractor would be, the contract administrator would be the chairman. So in order to close it, they have to have written approval. And I'd like to know if that was followed. You need to have inclement weather so no one is left in the dark. Everybody knows how it's being operated. This is a multi-million-dollar business. It's owned by the public. And we need a better structure when it comes to operating the landfill. We shouldn't be guessing. It's all written in black and white, it's just not being done. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. Okay, so we'll go on to the February 13th minutes. Did everybody read that? And do I have any comments? Do I have a motion to approve?
Can you speak up, because I
Okay.
can't hear.
Do I have a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve the minutes as written.
Okay. And then do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Any discussion about the minutes? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Okay, the next thing on the agenda is the meeting dates, and these are the dates on the, in this table. And we do have workshop minutes that are, they all have if necessary on them. And so, does anybody have any questions about those dates or any changes that they would like to make at this point? I think we talked about those dates.
I don't like the parentheses of if necessary, to be totally honest. Either you have a meeting or you don't have a meeting. And I know there's unforeseen things that can cause a cancellation. As far as posting the schedule, I think it needs to be an ironclad date.
Okay, so, do I have a motion to approve these dates?
Removing if necessary.
Okay. I have a motion to approve the dates for the workshops and the commission meetings, removing the if necessary in parentheses. So, do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
This will get posted on the website also. Okay.
Okay, the cameras at the landfill, I asked, Adam what the status of that was. Can you speak to that, David, or do you, are you, okay. He was, he said at this point, they're really not knowing how to set things up for it to be on the internet and the electricity and, trying to get, anything to it to make them work properly. And it would be nice to have it, I think his goal is to have it available on the internet, so, through the internet. So I think, so that is to be determined. So we have not, decided on that yet. So the, invoice.
On cameras, I'm
Okay.
gonna throw this out there.
Okay.
I think it's gonna take a little more research in order to get the proper cameras and the proper functioning that we're looking for. And once you get those cameras, to the maintenance, where the camera is gonna be, where the computer's gonna be, no different than if you pull up on your phone and look at the TDOT roads right now. Now, with saying that, comes a pretty expensive camera system.
Yes.
So it won't be cheap at all. But as if the commission supports it and the public supports it, I'm for it.
Supports the cost of it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I had Flinger install mine, I have a commercial system.
I'm sorry?
I had Flinger install mine, it's a commercial system. It has its own internet where they talk to each other. So some of them, they're still gonna have power.
Yeah, I think we have to go through the procurement office to do that.
I think that's where it's headed.
And
What,
that's,
what I was getting at is it's not cheap.
it's not too
It's not cheap.
Well, I'll tell you, when we were building our house, house, we had a really good camera that we just did by solar. It went right to the internet, and I can get you the information for that. So we had all that up there working on the ridge up there, and that was up off of Marble Bluff. So we just used the solar pack, and it wasn't that expensive, and it worked great. Denying everything.
T-Mobile has some card cameras that work pretty good, but I didn't have that option.
Well, my question would be is, Larry mentioned what type of cameras, that's true. Will these be operated 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week?
That's what we were.
How many will we have? Where will they be located? And who's gonna monitor them and maintenance and things of that sort for these cameras? I don't, those answers, or those questions have been answered, I missed it, I'm sorry.
They have not, but that's, we're kind of through, it's gotta be done through procurement, and
Right.
we have to follow it because we don't know those rules.
I had missed the last, I didn't think
Yeah,
I
yeah.
missed
Well, there's
that.
gotta be an RFP, because I think pretty much on that, am I right, Pat? There'll have to be an RFP for the camera bid process.
Oh, yeah, see,
Yeah.
your
And-
RFP should have gone through that
Before you
also.
can get a price.
So there's a lot of unanswered questions at this point, like you said, the location, type of cameras, what we're after, what we're trying, our goal is. So I think there's still a lot of questions to be answered, because you can't just go down there, put up a camera at the gate and call it done.
Right.
If we're trying to get the wheel wash, we wanna get the landfill overall, the tire trailer, so forth and so on. There's a lot of unanswered questions at this point. So I think the commission, I can't speak for Adam because I've not talked to him very much about this topic, but I think he's got it on his to-do list.
Yes, he does. So I'm hearing that you wanna review the RFP.
The commission will need to.
Yeah, we don't even have one.
Okay.
The cameras should be covered under section 5.6, page 14 of the contract that says that they are to provide 24-hour security, 365 days.
Yeah, and I think that's the
Not
goal.
including putting a fence up.
They're
That's,
required to do it.
that's a goal. The goal is the 24/7, yes. And hooking up to an internet so we can see it all the time.
Well,
Page
the
14.
other question would be the maintenance. Do we expect these things to run flawlessly forever? No. So the answer would be, well, the question would be, who will be required?
Surely you have other cameras throughout the county.
Oh, I'm sure, but this, I don't know that we would attach this to those.
This is a different
Yeah.
environment.
You don't have outdoor cameras in the county?
I don't know, I can't speak for that.
I'm just saying, I think data's there.
I think it needs to be treated as a separate entity from others,
Mhm.
completely, yeah. So
So,
A lot more to come, I'm sure.
yes, I mean, that's a lot.
I wrote these, I got it, so.
So, and I think that's a good idea to just say before it goes out, we need to hear, before it goes out, we need to hear from the procurement folks to see what it says. And I think, we invited him, at one point to talk to us about the procurement process. He came and spoke, and so we can do that again, specifically on this issue. Okay, the next item on the agenda is the invoices to be paid. We will need to the attorney. Yeah. So do you get that? Attorney. Yeah, I don't know, I bought this from home, so. Does everybody can everybody put eyes on this, because I can, it should be in the packet that Adam sent to you. So,
I'll make a motion to approve the invoice. Attorney,
I accept, I second it.
is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. And I will turn the next thing is the operations, the report here, if you want to, the monthly report, if you'd like to. Go ahead and.
So there is presented monthly, I can answer any questions you all might have.
Can you elaborate on the leachate area of concern?
That was fixed the next day.
Okay.
Can I ask how that was fixed, what was done to fix the problem?
There was nothing left site. I'll get an email to Adam to detail that, so that you don't have a marketing guy trying to talk about operations. You'll have that tomorrow.
How do we get a copy of that? How does the public get a copy? Do you have to make a records request for something that should have been answered in a public meeting? I don't think we should. I mean, these are public comments and public discussion, and we're always left out of the equation here. I mean, he should have answers. Someone, the landfill manager, should be here to answer questions as we have had in the past, Larry.
Agreed.
I mean, if we have concerns about the landfill, someone here, not the marketing guy, should be able to answer these questions. We have new members that should be able to ask questions and get answers that day, not a day later or a week later.
Excuse me, Ms. Ross,
Yes,
what is the issue that we're on right now? Aren't we closed on public comment?
yes, we are.
Okay,
But, yes.
what's the question, so
It
if I
has to
can
do
be
with
helpful?
the leachate problem and how it was handled. It has been solved, per TDEC's approval. And so David was going to send Adam a detailed, report on how it was resolved. And so the question is, how does the public see that? So, I think
Okay,
that's what's.
well, if it's of any assistance as a general statement, there's a lot of documentation that I've tried to get from TDEC that they just don't keep anymore. Some they have like a 60-day or 90-day
Kind of retention.
detention policy, thank you, retention policy. There's some kind of archiving. It can be difficult. They don't post everything on the data viewer for obvious reasons. There's an awful lot going on day to day, but there's supposed to be a little bit more discussion about what happened. We're talking about leachate as far as the other day, something in the construction that hits, okay.
I was specifically
Okay.
talking about the monthly inspection that identifies an area of concern, but had not discussed the recent issue.
Okay. So generally, there's gonna be some documentation available from TDEC. There's documentation from CEC, trying to see all of it and having the idea that all of it is for public view. I've been doing this for over 20 years, and it's just not the way it works. You usually are in a litigation posture with subpoenas if you really want to see everything. Otherwise, it's kind of a limited view. That started early in the Hassan administration, and that's just nothing to do with this commission. That's just the nature of it. There's so much paperwork flying back and forth. So to the extent there's something to report on, I'm glad to pull together any documents and any updates so that at the next meeting, we've got it, but it would not, there's no chance it would have all been pulled together for this one in any of it.
Well, this is one
The lawyers
David,
are still behind.
this is one David said that they resolved the problem immediately and to TDEC's approval. And so he was going to detail to Adam how that was done. And Adam, if Adam, I think, sees fit to share that with the commission, and even, then that'll be up to him as chair.
Okay.
So,
And also, the lawyers are involved, and we're not accepting, if it helps the public at all, there's not an acceptance that, okay, everything's done. There will be a verification process, and that is not done yet.
okay.
So we'll know more by the end of the next meeting, but it's not, we're not in a posture right now of just accepting an email that says everything's taken care of. That's not what's happening. So if that helps Ms. Hunter or any other members of the public to have an understanding of where things are at, that's where it's at.
And I did try to send, I know a lot of you were on the email that I sent, trying to respond to Brian's concerns. We are in a place where, we are taking action, it just takes some time. I mean, and we will need to, asking the public to be as patient as you can be. You've been patient for 15 years, I know that. So, and I'm sorry about that with the mud issue, because, you know, I noticed it in minutes long ago.
If I can speak to that real quick, if anybody's read the contract, if they get a 30-day, they get a 45-day, they get another 30-day. So it's an ongoing process.
It is, and there's, in that email, I tried to explain that there are several things that we're dealing with, and if you know, rather than trying to do one issue at a time, it's kind of like, well, I call it whack-a-mole, you know, so we're trying to, yeah, exactly, and trying to juggle all of them, and I think the idea is to say, okay, let's talk about how we're communicating, how we're both managing the landfill and our responsibilities as owners, and we're looking at the whole thing to try to work cooperatively. And that is where we got the help from the attorneys to do that. So.
I have a question, and I think back to Ms. Hunter's point, and we had a deficiency and it's got corrected, correct, David?
From the previous inspection.
From the previous inspection. Just you haven't filed a report with Adam, correct? Of the repair?
He doesn't need to do it.
You don't?
No,
Okay.
no, he has to deal with TDEC.
I know, but in all reality, what the point of Ms. Hunter's question is, she's asked for a document that a repair was made on a deficiency. And have you notified Adam about that report yet? Entire? Okay.
It's in here.
Okay.
Diane was asking about what happened, and that's where it has not been generated.
Okay.
Follow up to come.
Are there any more questions about anything in the operations report? Okay, and I have not had a chance to even, we just got this from Teresa. So can you summarize what this is about? Because we haven't had a chance to look through it and.
TDEC made an inspection for water and construction this week, and those are the results of both inspections.
I'm sorry?
Well, the inspection was on the 4th, what day was that leak on?
What happened?
Okay. So our question is, this is not related to the report, but this is going back to the monthly inspection that was conducted on February 4th. And on February 4th, specifically, it was noted that the leachate system presented as an identified area of concern. it said that it was found to be leaking near the stormwater channel of the landfill. Once again, this was on February 4th. Then I guess, I'm guessing the date of a leachate incident was on February 17th. So our question is, what was done about this on February 4th when it was identified between then and the 17th when there was a release? Was there any action or attempt or investigation between this time?
The finding on the 4th was corrected.
So it's a different
Yes.
area, okay.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Yes.
Was it a totally different,
Yes.
separate issue? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions on the reports? Let's see. Okay, so you got this today. It was sent today. So-
Yeah. Right.
Excuse us, but we just got this today, so we're kind of trying to look through to see if there's something that we would like to bring up. This is APS.
So this compliance inspection report that we were just provided, the observation and comment says maintenance/inspections of wheel wash are vital in preventing sediment track out. And I think there was a comment about how often are these inspections taking place? Was the answer weekly?
I believe so.
I think we're getting an SOP on that. Probably.
It does mention here that the wheel wash system is now manned at all times, and more mats have been ordered. So these comments at each picture, that's entered by the person doing the inspection, is that correct?
T-Day.
I got the same thing.
Talks about the felled trees and debris needs to be removed from the stream channel, and the 30-foot riparian buffer needs to be marked and riparian buffer re-established. So is that something you're working on, or, okay, so, and when do you have, when was that supposed to be completed? Is that the timeline for that?
I can't. We just got that today also.
But I just wondered if, did you talk to them, did they say that this needs to be done in a week, this needs to be done in a certain amount of time,
They
or?
did not say that.
Okay, this is- this one.
This is the last.
Okay, so the next time we meet, will you have a response to this and let us know what station, what state everything is in, especially the riparian zone being repaired and being renovated? Okay. Did you have anything that you wanted? Okay. Does anybody have any questions about this report? I know it's kind of quick that we're having to go through this, but I think a response to these concerns would be good for the next meeting, please.
Right, because these were just done, what, 2 days
Today.
ago?
Today, I mean,
Today,
it
the
just came
18th.
today,
Like 19, 20.
20th, yeah, today.
So yeah, like the erosion and stuff on the edges of the road, I can't imagine that being fixed today.
No, I was just wondering if there's a timeline to
Right.
get that done, is what I'm concerned about. And by next month, they should be well on their way if they're not done.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, the action items I have down that, we need to talk to somebody about the cameras to come in and speak to us about the RFP. You're gonna send a leachate, a report on the leachate problem to Adam, and he'll decide whether or not it's worth sharing with us. You're gonna have a report on the status of this, inspection. Is there anything else that we need to have for next week that y'all would like to see? Or what, is there anything else that you would like to have next week? Is that good for those three action items?
What about the SOP?
That is a part of the,
Ongoing,
yes,
understood.
yeah, so
Gotcha.
it'll be there. We'll make sure.
I know where we're at.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Andy, did you have anything, or Diane, did you? Okay, since there's no other items, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Before you do that, can I ask a question? What is item 5 on public report and the last thing under Republic on the agenda called Loudon Financial Information? What is that?
That's
Not
part,
in the package.
yeah. I think that's actually what we, it's a report, it's in this, the report that we have here, from Republic, and it's what, how much tonnage was, it's that, right? How much tonnage went through and how much we get. I mean, that's in every report.
It's the monthly
Yeah,
cash
there it
reports.
It's
We
the
used to
monthly
take
cash.
us an hour to go through this, and they just don't even turn the page.
Yeah.
So that's in each month is what we get from them. Okay, I have a motion from Larry. Do I have a second?
I'll second, we adjourn.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
In all the world. Oh, yeah. He was helping.
Well, the first time I was there before.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Yeah, sure. Do I have any action items?
No, I don't think
Yeah,
so.
when I
No,
saw the
not,
shirt,
I
I
mean,
knew
it was
exactly.
mostly, well,
That's old.
you know, just from the last week, that what you're working on and for that, I think that's what you need to be focusing on right now. I hope.
Everything with wells and the minor mods and the leaching machines and trying to get some answers so the commission has them. And the bud, they're supposed to give you that list of everything you've done and where you're at. That stuff.
You can share that, I mean, yeah, that'd be very helpful and probably good for the public to see.
Yes, okay, good. I'm glad to get as much instructed from the share as possible, so I can see where it's at. Okay,
I'd like to figure out, I mean, I don't know how to do this, just trying to get some of his videos with their, you know, that's gonna be some.
Here's Saturday.
Because
Okay, see,
Are you talking about
I mean,
videos
this,
that you
that
can't
he has
upload?
taken,
Is that
he
when
can't
was that?
upload, yeah.